When we built the new dashboarding capability for CaliberMind, we had one primary overarching goal, and that was to give marketing operations and analysts hours of their week back. What we're really trying to do is significantly reduce the time and the effort required to support the analytics and reporting needs for their teams, with three primary ways of going about this. One, to reduce the time it takes to create dashboards from hours to minutes, make deployment and training for team members seamless and easy, and really ensure data accuracy and accountability. So let's see how we do that. Here I have a mock-up of a report that I believe I would like to build. Let's say we want to build a report for demand generation, maybe a performance report. And we want to look at the marketing qualified accounts, the performance, how many are coming in, how many convert to sales qualified accounts, how many are influenced ops, and then we want to look at like how many are coming in kind of over time and a little bit of detail. And whether you're doing MQAs or MQLs, it really doesn't make a difference, but I figured I would start with MQAs here. And the other thing I want to be able to show is I want to look at how are their channels performing and look at sort of the attribution, pre-op, post-op, total attribution at the channel level. And I want to kind of focus this down on new business and kind of lock it down for them. So let's see how we're going to do this. So I've got a couple of widgets here. The ones I've got marked in black are actually ones that we don't already have in our library. And these are probably ones that are sitting inside of the CaliberMind library already. So let's see what it takes to do. I'm going to drop into the new widget editing capability inside of CaliberMind. And I'm going to look at demo MQAs, the card widget. Now I've filled out a little bit of just a little bit of the names and some of those things. But what I really need to do is build this widget out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop right into Ask Cal, the AI engine behind CaliberMind. I'm going to refresh it here to get kind of a fresh prompt. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a prompt that really asks it for, like, I would like a card widget. I want it to show the total number of MQAs. Use our existing funnel, and here's the stage in that funnel that I want you to focus on. Let's see how it does. So right now it's taking that query, it's going against the AI engine, which has been trained up on the CaliberMind system and all of our data models. I'm going to grab that and drop it in and get a preview. There we go. There are my MQAs. Super easy. So I'm going to save that one. Now let's go back out to the widget editor. Let's look, see if I have a placeholder now for, there's SQAs. So let's do something similar. Let's take a very similar prompt. Let's go in here, refresh my prompt window, and drop it in. Here we go. Let's just copy that out. Oop. Put it right in here. Hit a preview on it. Let's make sure it looks like it's working. There we go. Looks like I've got my SQA saved. And now let's go look at this other widget that I need. Let's remember, I wanted an MQA widget over time. So let's go see if I got a placeholder for it. Here we go. Now this is a slightly different widget. It's a line chart. So I've already set up the name, the description, told it that I want a line chart of the different types of capabilities in our system. And now let's ask the system if it can build out all the data that I need for this over time. Here we go. Let's see how it does. Okay, here's our SQL. Let's grab it. Let's drop it in and see how it did it. There we go. I've got a new line chart over time showing my MQAs coming in, and it's all time right now because I haven't applied any filters yet, but that's something that we'll do kind of when we get into the actual dashboard building. So last one that I want to build out is this detail report. So let's go do that. Let's see if I have a widget for details. Drop into Ask Cal. And I'm saying, hey, build me a detailed report, look at the marketing qualified account stage, use some certain funnels, use certain date periods, and I'm kind of telling it how I want it to format the date. And there we go. Everything we need. Let's put it right in here. Let's just preview it and make sure it looks good. There we go. A list, all the companies that have come in, the date they came in, dates formatted properly. This is looking good. So now that I've built out these widgets, and let's take a look at what we've done. I've actually built out now 4 custom widgets looking at data that I didn't have already built into my library, and it took me 3 or 4 minutes to do. So now I'm going to jump into my dashboard builder, and I'm going to build a dashboard completely from scratch to match that. So let's call this Demo Demand Gen Performance. Let's create this. Okay, so I wanted 2 tabs. I wanted a MQA performance tab. Let's add that. And on that, I wanted 3 card widgets across the top, 2 of which I just built, and 1 that I think is already in our library. So let me do that. Let's move this to 3. Let's add a new widget. Let's find that Demo MQA card widget. There we go. That's pulling that information in. Now let's grab that Demo SQAs. There we go. Super easy. And now I'm going to look for one. It's an existing one that's kind of an attribution widget. So I want a card widget that is attribution potentially over time. So I think I want total attribution right here for opportunities. That looks good. And there we go, total attribution. Now what I wanted to do is I wanted to put in the number of MQLs. Let's add that other widget that I put in there, Demo MQAs over time, sorry. There's that widget, and then finally let's add that last detail row. And let's put that in the demo detail. Boom, my tab is done. It's all set up. Let's save that out. Actually, one thing I'm noticing is my attribution here. I actually wanted the count. So let's go back here and see if I can fix that. Attribution. Total ops, that's the one I wanted right there. Total ops with attribution. We're all good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the other tab. We wanted this to be sort of a channel performance. Let's add that. Let's see what I want to do here. I want a pre-op attribution, post-op, total, channel attribution, and I wanted to lock down for new business. Awesome. So let's first let's create 3 widgets at the top. And let's look to see if we have something for pre-op. And I believe I do. Total pre-op right there. Let's look for post-op. There's that widget. And the last one was total, I believe. Total attribution with ops. There we go, summary card. Great. And now the last thing I want to do is add a row, and I wanted to add sort of a high-level summary widget. Probably a bar chart is my guess. Attributions over time. There we go. Look at attribution over time with a group by, so it allowed me to kind of sort it and filter it and do all of these things. Let's grab that widget. Here we go. And the nice thing is that because these widgets are coming from a library, they automatically inherit all of the filtering and group by capabilities. As you can see here, I'm looking at campaign type, but I could just as easily switch this and start looking at the channel data and information right along with it. And I can lock all of that down right here. So there we are by channel. Let's save this. And the last requirement was we wanted to lock this down for new business. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's grab my filter. Let's make sure we're using the default filter, and let's go ahead and add, I believe that would be an opportunity type field. There we go. Come down here, grab new business. Let's save that filter. That's sort of the default, so it applies to all my reports. There we go. I've got that down. So now that I've built out my report, right? I've kind of saved it, I've locked down my filters, I've done all of that work. The last thing I want to do is I want to go take a look at this. Kind of, how does it look not inside of the editor? So let's go to my report that I just built. And here we go. MQAs, SQAs, total ops with attribution. I'm seeing that over time. It inherited all of the filters and the time-based filters. You can see now it's showing me just the last 365 days. That opportunity type has been locked down to new business, and it's applying across my entire dashboard. I have all the pieces that I was looking for. I could drop into channel performance. There are my widgets across the top. Again, locked down for new business. And then if I want, I can just switch that straight over to channel. And there we go. Probably less than 10 minutes from scratch, building a completely new report that I can give out to, say, a VP of demand gen or somebody who's focused on channel performance, showing all the MQAs, building 4 custom widgets, and then putting it all together in a dashboard. So let's see, how did we do? So did we reduce the time it takes to create dashboards from hours to minutes? I mean, again, I think I was under 10 minutes easy, kind of building this entire report from scratch, including custom widgets that were looking at data inside of the CaliberMind marketing data warehouse. But the marketing ops professional didn't have to do any or understand any type of SQL or coding or anything. All they had to do was just kind of type their query, check out, see if the data looks right. To make the deployment and training kind of seamless and easy, I believe so. These new dashboards are very easy to use. The layout has been, is using best practices on how to show data and lay out data. It's all consistent across all the different dashboards and very easy to then take that report and assign it to a different user and say, hey, here's your report for this data and information. Super easy training, seamless deployment. And how we ensure data accuracy and accountability. This is a really big one. And because of the way we've built this system, this is leveraging all of the pre-built data pipelines and accountability and data lineage that are built into the CaliberMind system, so that now when I start to show attribution on one table or one chart here, or maybe another chart that you built somewhere else, all of the data is going to match, all of the data is going to be accurate. So at the end of the day, we think we've really met our goal, which is to give MOPs and analysts a lot of their time back and really reduce what it takes for them to support the analytics needs of their teams. Thank you.